Vault hold 2. With this hold, we are going to place one hand under the head at the occipital ridge like this. So you want to kind of cup your hand so your fingers are kind of curved, and you're going to place them right at that occipital ridge, which is actually the base of your skull. And let their head kind of just wobble back and forth on your hand, because we want to have movement here. Then you're going to take your other hand, and usually it's your dominant hand for this part, and we're going to place the pinky and the thumb on the temporal lobes. Now, the smaller your hand is, like mine's pretty small, it can be difficult to actually stretch it far enough to hit those points, but as long as you are close, we're good. You're going to place those there and leave these fingers kind of hanging up here, and we're going to lift our fingers a little bit so we kind of feel a resistance in the skin. This lift is going to help release the tension in the membranes, muscles, and the fascia in a different direction. Now, as you can see, the client is already starting to move a little bit, and you just want to follow the client as they release. What this means is that the client may start to kind of unwind, and as you see with Dawn right now, she is moving to the right, which is an indication that she has probably some tension in her neck. You can see her going. So we're going to actually just kind of stay with this hold a little bit so that you can actually see what's going to start to happen. Now, if you can see, she stopped moving. So sometimes what I will do is actually do a little stretch like this, because I can tell that those muscles are probably tight because she's naturally stretching her neck on her own. And then I'll bring the client kind of back to center and start again. If the client really starts to unwind, they might get a little dizzy, because I'm going to just kind of show you what can happen. Let me know if this is too much for you, Dawn. But their actual head can start unwinding like this, and they can actually become dizzy. Now, if that happens, have your client open their eyes, because that kind of brings them back to center. And actually, by doing that, I kind of stimulated Dawn moving even more, as you can see here. A client must be reminded that they will only release as much as they want to, and that they can always go back to where they left off at another session. What's cool is that the body always remembers where it stopped in a previous session. Sometimes you may need to replace your hands again. So you want to just continue this hold, allowing the client to release as much as needed. Now, what may begin to happen also at this point is that the client may start releasing down the spine, at the hips, or in the arms. Remember, everything is connected in the body, and the craniosacral work is helping to realign the entire body. Before I move on, I think I'm just going to sit a little bit here with Dawn so you can actually see what these releases are. Again, she stopped. So I'm going to do a little stretch. Stretch her neck. Remember to keep yourself comfortable and relaxed. And you can just hold that stretch for a few seconds. You may also notice too that the client's breathing will change. And that's completely normal too. It may speed up or it may slow down. So we'll go back to center again. As you help to facilitate this movement, the client may experience some remarkable releases, as you already noticed. You are there to guide them through this. As I stated earlier, this video is giving you an introduction to this work, and I highly recommend further training so you can deal with and understand what's happening with these releases. Once the client has released to the full extent with that hold 2, we would move to the actual hold 3.